Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website of Gardiner Houlgate Auctions and we're going to have a look at one of their latest auctions, which is once again another guitar auction. So if you follow my channel, you might have seen recently that I posted a video which is guitar auction by Gardiner Houlgate. So they have 4 auctions coming up. There's one that's happening on the 14th, which was guitars that I've just done. There's this one which is happening on the 15th of June, which is guitars, amps and pedals. Then on the 16th there is another auction which is antique guitars and kind of music tech kind of equipment, and then there's another one on the 16th as well which is general musical instruments. So they've got so many auctions coming up. In terms of guitars, probably one of the biggest auctions in the world, I think, for guitars, and they do a few a year. This particular auction is absolutely mad. 836 lots. That's absolutely crazy. Like, I think it's way too many in my opinion. I think it gets to a point where, yeah, if you have lots of stuff, it's good for attracting bidders, but it gets to a point where you saturate things and you don't get good prices for your customers, for your consigners. So I think they need to just be a bit careful about that. But in any case, we're going to go over the auction because there's so many things. I'm going to try and blitz through it as quickly as possible. I'll just simply look at the stuff which is interesting to me, and the other stuff we'll go over. I think that the better stuff was in the first auction, so this is probably lesser stuff, and then interesting amps and pedals and things like that. Buyer's premium is 26.4% on this, so that's what you pay on top of the final hammer price. Bear in mind this is a UK auction, so if you're looking to kind of get anything shipped outside of the UK and Europe internationally, might be shipping costs, import export fees, maybe CITES restrictions if anything has any kind of restricted materials. So yeah, let's get on with it. Just to say, if you do enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing, liking or commenting, because it really does help quite a lot and it would be much appreciated. Okay, so as this is a ridiculous auction in terms of size, let's see what we've got really. Some Harley Benton stuff here, so we know that's the Toman own brand, so we don't need to go that. Interesting satellite bass there. Yamaha. We might be able to go pretty quickly through this auction, I would suspect, because a lot of this stuff is maybe not super high level. But let's have a look at this 1970s Epiphone FT165 barred 12 string there. Estimate 100 to 200. Once again, Gardiner Houlgate give you information about the condition, not as detailed as the other auction because that was obviously a higher level stuff. Some Tanglewood guitars here, Shine stuff, so you can see we're starting pretty low on this. So Yamaha RGX 121, the entry kind of metal guitar there. Let's have a look at this 2019 G&L Tribute Series, made in Indonesia, 150 to 250 there. Quite like some of the G&L stuff, at least the USA G&L stuff is pretty good. JHS, more JHS stuff. Gretsch Electromatic, Squire by Fender. Let's have a look at this modified Cabronita with Bigsby, 150 to 200 there. So I think this is going to be a lot quicker to be able to go through this auction than the other one. So yeah, this is the lower tier stuff. Nice Hofner here, Hofner Congress Archtop, 1 to 200. I do like these Hofners, I think they're really nice. Squire stuff here, and a Gould electric guitar there. Squire here and the Gould there on the left. 2016 Squire by Fender Jazzmaster, made in China. There are only one picture on that one. One of these old kind of Jedson 60s or 70s kind of type things. Yamaha Pacificas there. Some of the Pacificas are pretty good. Depends which model though. These ones I think are a bit lower, and a PV guitar there as well. Aria Pro 2, Hondo, Epiphone, Shaftesbury, all kind of lower tier stuff. Squire, some custom build things. Not sure what this is. Kuiper Les Paul type electric. Quite like the green finish. JHS here, Samek, the big Korean brand there. Let's have a look at this 1970s Emperador LP, made in Japan. Interesting. Okay. Some other kind of Strats here, Columbus, Hohner, Hondos again, Squires, more Squires, Dean Evo, JHS. Let's have a look at this 1970s Avon Morris SG type guitar, 50 to 80, made in Japan. More JHS stuff here, some just random guitars. Let's have a look at this 2021 Epiphone Wilshire P90, made in China, and the reissue models. Ibanez Art Core there, more Harley Benton stuff, the Thomann brand. So not amazing so far in this first page. Another Harley Benton. Let's actually have a look at this one. Harley Benton Pro Series Fusion THS. I mean, it looks pretty nice. 80 to 120. I think I have one of the really early Thomann guitars, like one of the Telecasters, in my parents' loft somewhere. Really weird. I couldn't understand like what the wood it was actually made of. It almost felt like it was made out of like some kind of dense foam or something. It was really strange, but it actually did play pretty good, and it was pretty cheap at the time, so you can't complain. More Harley Benton stuff, Hofner kind of travel guitar things. So some of these Harley Bentons are quite nice. Nice kind of copies of some of the Fender stuff. More, wow, they've just got a whole load of Harley Benton stuff. I wonder if Thomann are just using Gardiner Houlgate to sell some of their own old stock or something. It's pretty strange. There's a Gear for Music, maybe not. I guess it's just a mixture of probably people's cheap kind of collections, and it's easy to get quite a few guitars from Harley Benton or Gear for Music because they're not very expensive. But I don't know, they've all got their boxes and things, so it's kind of interesting. All of these different Harley Bentons. A Yamaha Revstar. I thought this is quite an interesting model. 150 to 250 there. Let's see, Line 6 Variax. 300 model. I think I prefer these to the Line 6 amps, or I really did not enjoy using any of the Line 6 amps. Hammer XT Special Series, made in Indonesia, 70 to 100, nice enough. Bernie there. Revelation, Signature. Let's have a look at this. Japanese one there, that could be actually okay, 2 to 400. Sterling by Music Man, their budget run. So this is all kind of budget stuff really so far. Let's see what else we got. Spirit by Steinberger, one of the headless ones here. Oh, we don't have much in terms of picture there, but it's one of the headless types. Some other kind of generic-y stuff here. Johnson Guitars Ibanez, that's quite an interesting looking kind of Telecaster type thing. Sub-Zero Paradigm Thin Line Electric Guitar, okay, together with a Paisley guitar. Kind of interesting mixture of styles there on that guitar and inlays. A pretty weird choice. Glary, saw them on YouTube a lot, people buying all those Glary violins. Jet S, I mean, it literally is a who's who of budget kind of instruments. Suzuki stuff, Westone Thunder, interesting gypsy jazz type acoustic, 100 to 200. That actually could be quite nice. Looks like quite a nice guitar, that. So that could be quite a good buy for someone. Let's see what else. 1940s Harmony Patrician archtop. Looks like it needs a bit of repair. Interesting looking things, these. Got a kind of resonator there. Washburn, 1980s Washburn there. Looks like it needs a bit of attention. Hohner from the 70s. More JHS stuff here. Yamaha. More travel guitars. Ibanez Art Core. This is interesting. Let's have a look at that. Custom made Telecaster type electric guitar. Squire neck on it. Let's see what the back looks like. Are there any pictures of the back? No, that's a shame. It would have been quite nice to see what the back looks like. PV Predator, Squire Affinity series there. So 1950s Aristone. Okay, interesting. Look at this 1960s Rossetti bass. That's pretty cool. 60 to 100. I'm not sure it's going to play all that well, but it looks interesting. Onwards again. More West tones here. Oh, 1960s Egmont. Interesting. 100 to 200. Made in Holland. Very curious looking guitar. Hondo 2 there. Burns Club Marquee. More JHS. Watkins Rapier. Really is vintage stuff here. EKO. Kent Polaris. Wesley. That's another budget. Modern budget one. Washburn Futurama. Wow, really is loads of cool 60s stuff here. Epiphone acoustic there. Yamaha acoustic. Some of the Yamaha acoustics are pretty nice. Custom Telecaster build there. Zenta from the 70s. Another Line 6. Another kind of travel guitar here. Sigma guitar there. More Sigma stuff. Let's have a look at this. 1950s Zenith archtop with an Ariana acoustic. Needs a bit of attention, but could be an alright little lot for someone. 60-100. Another Steinberger there. Can we see the headless part of it? Yep, just about. A bit hard to see, but it is there. Ibanez Geo there. Rossetti bass. I actually quite like that. I think that's quite nice. 80 to 120. Probably not particularly well made. K guitar there. Another Rossetti. Encore from the 70s. Really, it's like 70s heaven here. Another bass guitar. Columbus. Simar. I did have a Simar briefly at some point, which was quite an interesting shaped guitar. Almost a bit more like this Sanox kind of shape. Aria Pro 2 there. K Effector. It's an interesting one. See, Hawk acoustic. Washburns there. More acoustics in a balalaika or kind of balalaika ukulele type thing. Some other acoustics. Hondo 2. Vox bass there. More Vox stuff. Washburn Nuno Betancourt N2. 100 to 200. That might be quite popular. SGC Nano bass. Gretsch. Yamaha. More Epiphone. More Burns. Epiphone acoustic. Squire. Gretsch. Let's have a look at this 2021 Burns Marquee. 150 to 250. Jedson Les Paul there. Italian made Strat type guitar. Possibly a Melody. Okay, interesting. So curious looking thing. Sakai Electric. See Japanese Strat. Some other little random kind of guitars there. Let's see what else. Sterling by Music Man bass. Musima guitar there. Homemade lap steel. Okay, interesting. Another one of these Yamaha RGX A2s, which I think had something funny or fancy about them. I can't remember, or a fancy light or something. I remember something going on with those, but can't remember the details. Some more acoustics there. Resonator. Simar again. Some more acoustics. Tanglewood. What's this? Morris Minor Hubcap 3-string slide guitar. Wow, okay, that's pretty bizarre, but interesting one for a collector maybe. Let's see what else we've got here. Some more acoustic stuff. Hoyer acoustic guitar. That's kind of interesting. Made in Germany. 150 to 250 there. Some more acoustics. Taylor Baby acoustic there. Antoria Les Paul La Tramontane. PV bass there, Arbiter, Quartz guitar, or Regal resonator, JHS resonator, Harley Benton, Quart there, a couple of lap steels there, and Regal resonator. Let's have a look at this. Small kind of German parlor guitar with a normal classical guitar there, nothing too crazy. Okay, EKO here, Tanglewood acoustic, backpacker guitar, a few more acoustics, Takamine, Fender California, one of these Gretsch kind of parlor type things, Audition. These are always quite liked actually, 1960s Audition with this kind of Florentine cutaway, that's quite interesting. 1950s Rosettis here, Sigma, Tanglewood, Hondo 2, bass and some other bits there, Yamaha, Hutchins Fury, indie guitars, I remember those from when I was a bit younger, BC Rich Warlock, JHS, Epiphone, real mixture of stuff. Another Epiphone EBO bass, Epiphone Johnson acoustic. These are all fairly standard acoustics, some Squires, PB Grind, Gretsch, Ovation, Hofner 12 string. Not seeing anything too crazy. Hofner high bass, violin there, violin bass guitar, Simar Les Paul, Fender acoustic there, Turner guitars, like the Squire, more Squires and stuff. These crazy Dean crazy custom zone guitars are absolutely bonkers, but they're quite interesting to look at. 1997 Vantage semi hollow body, so it looks kind of quite nice. Wood on the top of that, it's quite nice looking. 80 to 120, doesn't seem too outrageous. Yamaha Pacifica again. Ooh, that's pretty bizarre. Custom build electric guitar, Squire 51 body and 70 CSL neck. Okay, that is really weird. It kind of looks like a child wearing a bib, that's really quite wrong. Whole load of things here. Looks like a parlor guitar and a travel guitar and some kind of banjo ukulele type thing. 1960s Framus there, EKO, more Sigma, Squire, more Squire, Epiphone Thunderbird bass, they're pretty decent. Seagull, Tanglewood, JHS, that's an interesting one. 2014 JHS Vintage V100 mid-year signature electric guitar made in Indonesia. That's kind of interesting system that's got there. Don't mind that, it's kind of interesting, other than the fingerboard is a bit light in colour. More acoustics here, not seeing anything too outrageous. Squire by Fender, classic 60s vibe. 2005 Squire Fender Telecaster Custom. More Squire stuff. Oh, 3 Sun Mustangs. I always like to mention these when I see them, because these are just absolutely bonkers. These things are like just built like crazy. You can take down walls with them, they're so heavy. So I always like to say that. What else? More Yamaha stuff, Fender, Squire, 1970s Kasuga, Sumbro, Japanese Telecaster there, JHS, more 70s stuff, Samick, Carl Fuchs, Nylon, Recording King. Some of that Recording King's pretty good. What's this? 1927 Martin Coletti acoustic. Okay, interesting. Another Martin Coletti there. Or Squire, Neil Young, old black replica. Jackson, Takamine, Quart, Tysco. Another one of these zone ones, but pink instead of the green. Mustang copy. And Alden hollow body electric guitar made in China. 1970s Columbus, some of these can be okay. 1970s Angelica, JHS Squire, Ovation there. Oh, we're on to amps now. Okay, Fender Hot Rod Deluxe there, Black Star, some other smaller amps, Galen Kruger, good stuff. Fender Bassband, nice, some nice orange stuff. 90s ones, Layanti clip speakers there, Marshall Carsbro amps there. Interesting. Some foul stuff. These are actually, love these kind of old amps. I used to have one of these foul Phase 50s. They're like pretty good for what they are in terms of kind of solid state kind of stuff. They do the job. Not particularly great tone, but they're pretty cool. Load of other kind of these Carlsbro ones. I mean, they're definitely usable and they get a good bit of volume. Load of other amps here, Roland Jazz Chorus, Valve State, Line 6 stuff, not a fan. Dr. Z, Zilla Cab, remember them being pretty big for a while. Friedman, Mesa Boogie, Mark Bass, pretty good stuff. Cornell, also really popular. Fender Custom Shop stuff, interesting. Harley Benton stuff, Rolling Cube, Fender Twin, some Laney stuff, Award Session, that could be quite nice as well. Nice Carlsbro, older Carlsbro head there, that's quite nice, 2 to 400. Nice Line 6 or Spider, not a fan. Vox AC15, Phil Jones bass, that stuff's pretty nice. That's pretty cool looking cabinet there. 1000 to 1500 on that. Fishman, Fender Vibratone there. Colour Sound Mighty Atom, that's an interesting looking one. Princeton there, Super Champ. The Princeton PB Classic Session Rocket. Interesting. Piggy amp. 1940s Trick Sound Equipment Valve Amplifier. Okay, 50 to 80. It's pretty curious. Roland Jazz Chorus, a few more here. Some other stuff here. Nice WEM, 1970s WEM amp. I like some of these vintage amps. Ibanez Marshall bass amp there. Some more other stuff. Fender Mustang Vox AC30. Let's see what else we got here. Fender Deluxe 1960 slant fob front cab. Gibson G40 from 1974. Let's see what else we got here. Roland Cube. Nice Selma Zodiac there. Let's see what else we got here. 1994 Marshall Limited Edition Jimi Hendrix 1959 reissue Purple Tolux full stack guitar amplifier, 2 to 3000. Wow, that's pretty purple. Marshall Master Model 100. More Marshall stuff here. High Watt there from the 1978. See if there's any bids on any of this stuff. Vibra King, some cabinets and stuff, some speaker cabinet bits. Fender Custom Shop there, Epiphone Electar. Let's see, Vox AC30 kind of head there, Trace Elliott stuff. Ampeg, Vem Watkins, Gibson Gold Tone guitar amplifier. Interesting, some of these ones. Fender Concert, Marshall Blues Breaker, quite like those. Fender Blues Deluxe reissue. Ashdown stuff session. Let's see, Vox AC30s again, Roland stuff there, Fender. Super Champ, some valves. We're into bits. Okay, Cornford amplifier there. I bet that will go quite well. These were very, very popular at some point. Cornford, interesting. Okay, some speakers there, some bits and pieces. Engel there, nice PV. Roland stuff here, Black Star using Kettner. Or Marshall stuff, 1950s Bird Golden Eagle. Interesting. Okay, Marshall JCM 2000, another cab. Fender Pro Sonic, Blues Deluxe there, PV Session, the amps here, Shirtler Guilia, Trace Elliott stuff here, a whole load of Trace Elliott bits, some Marshall amps. Let's see, 1960s Framus Range Master 2-400, that's pretty cool. Trace Elliott head there, Fender George Benson, SR Technology. I always kind of wanted one of these, they're quite nice. Rolling Cubes, blah blah blah, PRS amp here. Interesting, never tried any of those PRS amps, a bit after my time of playing really. Marshall Blues Breaker, Fender Dual Showman, that's pretty cool. Quite like that, bloody huge cabinet on that. Right, Line 6, Flextone 3, these probably are not too bad. I just remember using some of the Spider ones and all that stuff, and I thought they were absolutely terrible, so I'm sure those ones are better. Now we're on to mass pedals and things, so of which I'm definitely out of the loop, so we'll just keep looking through this and see if there's anything super exciting. The old tape echo there is always interesting. Classic Bots, Proco Rat, classic, Big Muff, all classic kind of pedals. Morley Wars, digital delay, definitely nice. All these other little bits here and there, all quite curious. Let's see, and what else? Let's see what we've got here. Tube Screamers, classic. More Boss kind of stuff here. See if there's anything super interesting. More Boss stuff. I like a good Boss delay. Whole load of other stuff here. Box RC20, good as well. More TS9s. Let's see what else we've got there. TS808. More TS9s. Like some of these really old Ibanez is pretty cool. Let's see, more Watkins copycats here. All these Marshall Governor pedals. Don't think I ever really tried any of those, but I do remember them being around. Let's see what else we got here. More tape echoes and things there. Okay, let's see what else we got here. More kind of pedally bits. Nothing really jumping out at me so far. This looks like possibly a lot of newer stuff. Fuel tanks, all of that jazz. Keeley stuff around here. Some interesting pedals around, aren't there? This looks pretty curious. Walrus Audio Mako Series D1 guitar pedal. Okay, interesting. No idea what that is. Never seen one before, but looks pretty cool. High Fidelity Echo Machine. Okay, that's pretty cool. That looks pretty interesting. So 80 to 120 the estimate on that. That's pretty cool looking. True-Fi Color Driver guitar pedal. Okay. So I think you need to know what you're looking at really on this, because the descriptions are pretty low. Let's see what else we've got here. That's interesting. 1960s Binson Ecorec 2 guitar tape delay made in Italy. Well, I've never seen one of those before. 2,500 to 3,000. So I'm guessing that you don't see many of these in general. Well, that's pretty cool looking machine actually. That's definitely interesting. Some older pedals here. Marshall Super Fuzz. More Black Star stuff. We're into some parts there as well. Let's see what else we've got here. Some pickups. Seymour Duncans here. DiMarzios. Lovely Spurzall locking, my favourite tuners. Or were, I've not really tried any others since that time. More cases and bits. Yeah, lots of different cases. Bits and bobs, some necks, bit of an arch top there. Yeah, quite nice Waverley tuners. Yeah, these are quite nice tuning machines. for kind of historic guitars. Interesting. Multi-drawer metal cabinet containing a good selection of guitar spares. It's a pretty random lot, but okay. More guitar spares here, and then I think we're on to the final page. Some guitar bits for reconstruction, Squire, Revelation, other guitar parts, bits and bobs here and there. And yeah, 1970s Guild USA humbucker there. More bits and pieces. Next, some interesting psychedelic bodies there. They're pretty cool. Let's see what else we got here. Just some other bits and pieces, magazines, necks, tuners, all of that stuff. Well, there we go. We've actually got to the end of that quicker than I thought. Yeah, so this auction seemingly is some interesting amps and things, but otherwise it's a kind of lower tier stuff, so nothing too crazy really. Interesting enough. I'm sure there's some stuff in there for someone, but I definitely think the first auction is a bit better, so definitely check out my video that I did on that one before. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Ciao.